Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This, here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'm your host, the experienced some call Jason, and joining me as usual is...
CDL 113, the droid you're looking for.
Tony the Hitman Horton.
The Todd Father.
And the token unexplained daily occurrence, Tarky.
And today we're going to be talking about just some news that's happened in the past couple of 3 weeks, whatever. In geekdom. Danny, what do you got for us starting out?
The Avengers game, the beta version, has dropped on both Xbox, PlayStation, and the PC. It's been available the past couple of weekends for open play. Looks good. Looks very promising. You've got the basic game that you have a start and a finish. You have side missions that will allow you to unlock different characters, and you're also going to have like a open world version or a head-to-head kind of version where you can play against different people. So looks very promising. The visuals from it that I've seen, really good. The gameplay that I was playing it on the PS4, and game starts out A-Day. They're having a celebration where they're christening a new helicarrier. And the characters that you can play in the opening of the beta are Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and Black Widow, and the Hulk. So you get to play each one of them trying to stop the bad guys that show up, and the first mission you unlock after that is the Hulk working with the young teenage Miss Marvel, trying to find other Avengers to team up with.
Yeah, that was as far as I got.
Trying to find and the gameplay is very fluid. Not all the costumes are immediately recognizable as canon costumes, but as you progress and play along, you will be unlocking different costumes, different abilities, and I know one of the things that they talk about, like, say, with Iron Man, if you want to play kind of a repulsor-heavy kind of character, you'll be able to adjust the repulsors with different energy blasts. If you want to play more as a brawler, you can adjust his armor so that, you can do that.
Well, you can do that in most games that he pops up in. That's
where you shrink stuff or grow
where
stuff.
you got character building.
And I'm glad you're mentioning all this because I played the beta myself, and I only got like maybe 10 or 15 minutes into the beta, and it was a turn off to me until you pointed out that there was going to be upgrades to the point to where the characters that you were playing will start to resemble somewhat what you've seen either in the comic books or in the movie. So that there was a major turning point for me.
Yeah, that was one of the important things, because like they have already mentioned in some of the articles I've read that you're going to be able to unlock various skins as you go, but like you're going to have the MCU versions, you're going to have like the comic book version, you're going to have various things that you can customize that character that you like to play, and that way you feel comfortable with him. This is the when I think of Captain America, this is what he looks like. When I think of Black Widow, this is what she looks like. This is my favorite version of the Hulk, because they've already said you're going to have a Red Hulk, or you're going to have the gladiatorial looking Hulk. You're going to have the pimped out gray Hulk. Or Mr. Fix-It. You're going to have various versions of the character, and then the skin has a certain baseline of powers, but your add-ons will let you
The skin don't do nothing.
Oh,
the skin is purely cosmetic.
Okay, but you'll be able to adjust. Like, I want my guy to be more focused on this, and you can
that's your gear.
Yeah, your gear.
Yeah. In that game you have gear, which the gear affects the gameplay, and then you have a skin. That just affects how you look.
That way they can sell all the skins they want to, and nobody will really complain because it's just cosmetic.
Yeah, you're not, and that way they can avoid kind of the pay for play thing where like if let's say if the skin gave you some benefit, but you got to buy the skin to do it. See, that's it's just literally how you look. That's always been kind of my question when you kind of have they don't look right. Well, look right compared to what? No, they don't look like the MCU. But hell, if you going because I'm a comic purist, the MCU don't look like the comic book.
No.
You ain't. The one time Captain America looked like Captain America looks in the comic books, they made him a joke.
Yeah. He was World War II.
He was a joke. So, what the hell are you talking about? It's one of the kind of things where you don't like, if you got multiple skins, you don't like how the motherfucker looks, change the shit.
Yeah, and I do know that they said if you play the beta version, you can unlock certain stuff, and if you go ahead and pre-order the game, you will get additional skins that won't be available if someone just waits and buys it off the shelf.
Well, the trick is the only ones that are like that, like Verizon's got its own skin and stuff like that. That kind of stuff you won't have, but like the classic, because like one of those pre-orders, you get like what they call the classic pack. So it was Hulk with the ripped white shirt on. It was World War II cap. It was a kind of comic-looking Thor. It was that shit. You gonna have that shit in the game.
That's gonna be in the game.
That's just
start.
Yeah, that's one of them you get to start. But it's like, the hell.
Back to the gameplay though, I think I was just less impressed with it than some of y'all. I liked Thor. Thor felt like I was playing Thor. But then I'd get to Hulk, who couldn't seem to jump more than 6 feet, but he can spring off walls like Spider-Man. That's just why. And it was little stuff like that. But
Hulk's got a
Cap shield don't protect him for crap, but the bad guys' little plastic shields on the end of their rifles are unbreakable. I mean, it's beta, so they got time to fix some stuff. But I was not overly impressed with it.
And you do have Hulk jumping. Hulk's what you didn't have in that, at least in the part that I played, was something where you had Hulk use his traversal. Because all the heroes have traversals in it. Like Black Widow shoots a widow line to swing. Ms. Marvel swings with her arms. Thor flies. Iron Man flies. And Hulk jumps. Because I've seen it. They've done shots where you got Iron Man and Hulk flying and you see Hulk bounding. So that's his traversal. You never, in the beta, at least the parts that I played, I never played something that was open world enough for him to use it.
Yeah.
So you literally had them damn things where he was kind of bounding from surface to surface, which if you watch The Incredible Hulk, the first MCU, that's how he jumped. That's how he leaves at the end of the thing. He jumps up on one building, jumps to another, and then it stops with him in mid-air jumping.
And if he was jumping across entire streets or city blocks, I might be able to grok it, but...
Yeah, but you were in a building.
No, the one I'm thinking of, you were on the bridge. You had plenty of room to jump up to get on top of some stuff. No. Yeah. We got to spring down off, this truck and that truck. Yeah, like I said, it just didn't feel right to me. Now, I will at least give you credit when you fell off the bridge, it didn't kill him. He just restarted. As opposed to Black Widow, if she fell off the bridge, you died and it had to reload.
Yep.
That I did appreciate, I have to admit.
Black Widow was actually the first one that I took a header with. Because I took off, I don't know why the hell I got to that edge and went, wait, should I jump here? What is it?
No, you should not jump.
I enjoyed when I got to play Black Widow because I liked the way they had her fighting.
And it was the typical Super Ninja Girl from any game with a Super Ninja Girl.
But, as you're doing, fists and kicks, if you have her jump back, you can still, she'll pull a gun and shoot, too. So it's just kind of unique to me. Like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Her heavy attacks with the batons, then you could shoot people. I was real fond of shooting people. I also like doing the grappling hook on folks.
Yeah.
You grappling hook them and
I did that time or two.
Scarlett Johansson wrap your legs around your throat and flip you. I was sitting and go, oh, man, they put that in there. That's nice.
Yeah. But, that was what I had. it's like I said, it's in the beta, so some stuff is going to change between now and then.
Yeah, you didn't get all the enemies, and when the game launches, if you get a massive uh, update with it, because they say that update for that damn thing is huge. If you bought it online, it's part of it, and they were saying like if you pre-ordered a physical copy like me, they say you got to put it in and basically make sure you connected to the internet because you get a massive patch. For the first thing. My only complaints with the thing, I didn't care for the short jumping. I told you this, Jason, but my big thing is I like an auto target.
Yes, goodness, yes.
Really needed an auto target, and I needed a map because I got in that fucking aim base and got lost as all get out.
Thor, when you played him in the beginning, he had a target.
I'm not talking about a target. I'm talking about an auto target.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you look up and Thor sees a thing, and if you're wherever you got that reticle pointing, that's where he would throw that hammer.
Yeah, if you're pointing a reticle, that's not an auto targeting. Yeah, that's just you targeting.
Oh, okay, I see.
He means when all the characters are jumping around and diving and rolling, that your character turns to face the right direction.
Right. And that was because I had less of a problem with Thor, but I had a problem with Hulk throwing the damn rock. And I had a problem with Iron Man when you first switched to Iron Man when you're flying, because you're having to dodge out of the way of stuff, and you firing, but it was a whole lot of misfires because the damn thing wouldn't target something.
Yeah.
I want an auto target and a map.
The auto target thing may be a addition you put on the character, the gear,
That's possible.
I was playing on the little TV, so I know when I was playing Black Widow, there was something that you could hit where she will do it.
Yeah.
You got a button you can hit with her where she'll lock on a target, and anytime you do that, it'll go to that damn target. But I'm doing it on that old school TV, so I couldn't really read the shit just enough to know. Oh man, I probably should have done that. So I just beat the living hell out of people and called it a day.
True
but that's what
fashion.
What'd you say?
True superhero fashion. I'll just beat the crap out of them, call it a day.
Yeah. But it's not like they talk it out. That'd be nice. We put a Hank Pym character in there and make him a pacifist. You have to hold down the A button to get him to get you to talk out a problem. How do you feel about this? This fucking character. Be the new stealth mission type. You have to take out a certain amount of villains by talking to them, convincing them that their life of crime is all wrong.
When you said that, I don't know if any of y'all have played the Deadpool video game all the way through. You have a section in the game where he's sitting there talking, and you actually have some of the bad guys hear him talking, just pull the gun and shoot themselves just to get away from him.
Wow.
All right, where we going next?
All right, I think Tony, did you have some video game info too?
Yeah, Gotham Knights. This came out of the DC Fandome as of recent. If anybody's followed the Arkham story arc where Batman, Joker, Arkham Knights or Gotham Knights takes place after that. So, as we all know, if you've played this game, Batman is presumed to be dead. He sends out a code black to Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Robin, and pretty much tells them it's up to them now to defend Gotham because it's in an uproar. And basically now it's a co-op game that you can play through. And from what they've shown from the footage, it looks pretty decent. Now,
yeah.
They just recently confirmed through WB Montreal that this game can also be a solo game as well. And it doesn't require you to play online with it. And it's seamless that you can drop in and out of the game online. A partner can pop in and out to help you get past certain points of the game. And the way it's looking, you start off in your base costume, and as you progress in the game, you eventually become a Gotham Knight. So you have your basic form as a Robin, your basic form as a Nightwing, your basic form as a Red Hood, and your basic form as a Batgirl. And each one of these guys has their own unique fighting styles they bring to the table. And they also have different combinations. If you're familiar with the playing style of the Arkham game, they've changed it somewhat, but they've also added extra elements that rely on the co-op partners when they tag in, throw a villain here or there, and you use different combos and techniques. So from what I'm seeing right now, it looks really, really good. Looks really good.
The idea of it being co-op is something I like.
Yeah.
So they finally give you a game where you could play Batman and Robin, but you don't have Batman. Yay!
I'm sure you'll get him as a downloadable.
At least right now. And the biggest turning point to this is also they're focusing on the Court of Owls in this as well. So they kind of threw that in on top of everything. They also have gameplay footage right now that you can see, and the different styles they're using for each one of the characters and what they bring to the table, along with the actual upgrades as you see them progress through the game. So I'm kind of psyched about this because I followed and I actually still play the Arkham series. I mean, to me, this is probably the best interpretation that we've had of Batman in anything. There be in any movies, TV shows, cartoons. The Arkham storyline gave us a detective. They gave us the ninja that you've always wanted, and it also gave you that element of why Bruce does what he does. Because, I mean, if you haven't played any of the Arkham series, that scene where he's drugged by the Scarecrow and he relives his mom and dad's death, and you're playing as Batman, seeing this, and you're mashing the buttons like crazy to try to run down the hallway to make it to your parents, gut-wrenching. So I'm kind of stoked for this one.
No, man.
I just hate the
Batman.
fact.
The NES Batman game was the best one they ever did.
Yep.
Yeah. the 8-bit one?
Yeah, yeah.
One where you flung down.
I would agree with that if they hadn't brung out Ninja Gaiden prior to it. To me, the NES game that they did by Sunsoft back in the day, the 8-bit one, it was a follow-up to Ninja Gaiden. They just took and reversed the roles.
Just kind of
You wasn't
reskinned
Ninja
it.
anymore. Yeah, you were Batman.
It was cool.
So it is a cool game nonetheless. But that to me is what stood out to me in the DC fandom to me, and got me hyped out of anything that they have that's coming down the pipe.
All right, Todd. I think you've got some TV news for us.
Yep. I'm hyping Lovecraft Country. HBO's new anthology series. I'm letting people know beforehand it's an anthology, so if you go and watch, the first two out, and the third one comes out this Sunday, just in case. Each other. It's an anthology. The book was an anthology, so I'm pretty sure the show's going to be too.
Yeah.
So it's not now. You say anthology. Is that like season 2 will be a completely different story than season 1, or season 1 is divided up into multiple stories?
Season 1 is divided up into multiple stories.
Okay.
First story is dealing with wizards. This third episode is going to be dealing with ghosts. But it's set in the Lovecraft mythos, based on a book of the same name, but that's not written by H.P. Lovecraft. You get to see Cthulhu in the first episode, which was neat, even though it was all in the guy's head. Gets taken out by Jackie Robinson
With a baseball bat. And then puts himself back together.
Well, it's Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And it's a dream. So.
Huh?
Does it end that was in a dream? So.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a dream sequence.
And boy, is it nasty.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu. It's supposed to be a lot of goop. But it's that first episode is like really, really good. It is the first time that I've ever watched a genre horror type something that I went, oh, thank God when the monster showed up.
Yeah.
It's set in the 1950s. Your protagonists are black. So if you put two and two together, I've seen people go, oh man, I watched this show and it's all woke. Well, congratulations, jackass. That's American history. That's not somebody imagining things other than the fucking monster. Well, other than the historic kind of creature monsters. The other monsters in there really existed, and you probably call some of them granddad.
Yeah. The thing I thought, as a white man watching this, and it's a period piece, yeah, they do drop the N-bomb, but it's not like, say, in a rap song where it's dropped 27 times and you just lose count of it. This, if the protagonist got called that, it was by a white guy or a white woman, or
it was kind of the historical context.
Right, yeah. It's a historical context. And my wife and I, we were sitting there watching it, and one of the main guys is goes out and travels, and his wife writes for the Negro Travel Guide. And I'm sitting there going, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And my wife was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "The book that they're talking about writing for actually existed."
Yep, the Green Book.
Yeah, the big Green Book. And you sit there and they reference other things that were from that time, and like in one of the things they driving to a city or a county, it has a sundown sign, and I was like, wow, that's just like such and such city here in Alabama. They used to have that exact sign. They just had their city words up above it, like welcome to insert city here, but they had that exact sign. And if you drove through past that sign and you looked back, they had those exact same words on the back of the sign. And it was like,
yeah,
wow.
Daddy's being kind. It's Arab.
Yeah.
Arab was sundown.
Well, I didn't want us to get sued by.
But you ain't lying on me.
That is true. I'm not making anything
up.
That's
not slander.
That is true.
Sundown.
And they also reference sundown counties, which were
like
our
around,
real thing.
Like around my hometown, Marshall County. Marshall County was a sundown county and was so at least until 1992. That they exist.
So when they reference certain things in the show, if you have any kind of finger on the pulse of actual history, you're like, wow.
They're not sugarcoating much.
No, and that's the thing is, like I said, I've seen some people go, well, this show is woke. Not really. That's your history.
To be fair, you wouldn't be honoring the history of Lovecraft if the racism wasn't there.
Right, that's literally the whole point. Because when you look at the name of it, Lovecraft Country is basically saying the country's racist.
Yeah. Yeah, it's thumbing their nose at that aspect of, It's like somebody sat down, I guess whoever wrote the book sat down and went, I love this mythos. I love this guy's art. But boy, this guy was just a POS.
Yeah, he was. He actively praised the lynching of black people by white mobs. He talks about how he loved Hitler. And H.P. Lovecraft as a human being is just like his monster. Pieces of shit. But the things that he created were kind of neat. After you kind of scrape the racism off of a lot of it.
And they even reference that in the thing.
Yeah. That book, when he's in his uncle's shop, and the book's called The Creation of the N-Word, that's an actual Lovecraft story. That they didn't make that up. He wrote that shit.
Well, that's like when him and the lady from the bus are talking, and he's talking about he was reading John Carpenter of Mars.
Yep.
And she's like, well, what's it about? And
this ex-Confederate that goes to the Red Planet, and he's like, so he fought slavery. He was pro-slavery. Oh, he's ex. Yeah, you don't get to be an ex. You don't get to be ex-pro-slavery.
Yeah, they reference, if it like, the young man, when he gets home to his dad's place, they got a book of the Dumas's Three Musketeers. You also see a book sitting there, and it's the Count of Monte Cristo. And they reference all these things, and then things referencing that pop up, and you're like, wow, somebody has read something other than a People magazine.
Yeah, it's the main character is a nerd. He's a nerd, and he knows nerdy shit. The story's real good. I was talking to Danny yesterday because, like he said, in the first episode, they referenced sundown. One of the more tense parts of this thing is them trying to get out of a sundown county before the sun goes down. And you've had people online basically, they come up with this, and then it's like, oh crap, they were real. Yeah, they not only were real, they kind of are real.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Danny, going, my God, between this and people going, oh, the Tulsa race massacre was real, from Watchmen, it's like, my God, HBO is doing more for American history than apparently American history classes are doing.
Yeah. Because on the line, I have seen both white people, black people, and people from other countries go, you mean that really happened? Yep.
But yeah, but if you are a fan of monster movies and stuff like that, it's really well acted. The story so far is pretty damn engrossing. Like I said, I'm the type, I don't like something, I go to sleep on it. And like I said, starting from that one, the first episode of Lovecraft Country starts kind of slow, but once they get going, it's going. Once they get out on the road, it's going, and then that last 10, 15 minutes of that damn thing, you're like, oh, yeah. I mean, it's them, especially with them trying to get out of that county with the racist cop literally behind them, bumping them. And they can't go, they're in a catch-22 because if they broke the speed limit to get out of that county, he was going to pull them over. So you basically got to drive casually out of this place that you don't get out of here. I think they had like 6 minutes to do it. If you don't get out of it, if you don't cross these tracks in 6 minutes, they lynch you. So it's a hell of a lot of tension there. And like I said, it I don't want to give nothing away, but it rocks on to the part that it ends up being one of the times that when the monsters actually show up, I literally watched it. It was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole feel of the second episode is even more intense than the last, 10 minutes of the first episode? Because you're sitting there going, oh, sweet Jesus on a bicycle.
Yeah,
can it get worse?
Yeah.
Yes, it can.
It can always get worse.
Yeah, it keeps getting weirder.
And from a gameplay standpoint, if you've played any of the Call of Cthulhu RPG games, it has some of that feel to it also, because like as the characters encounter certain things, they have little bouts of madness and insanity.
Yep.
And
well, that's straight out of the stories too, some of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because my wife, we were watching it and something happened in the second episode. Well, why aren't they talking about such and such? And so we had to hit pause, and I had to explain to her, like in the books, you encounter a what's it. If you make your sanity check, yeah, you recognize the fact that that's a what's it, but you're not, frozen in fear and you act or you react. If you fail your sanity check, not only sometimes if it's bad enough do you die, but sometimes if you survive, you're fucked up afterwards, because now like, oh, I have an irrational fear of bugs, or I have an irrational fear of flashlights or lanterns, or, somebody's wearing a certain color, because you're somewhere in your brain has shut off the actual thing that happened, but the part of your brain has a scar on it that goes, oh crap, purple.
Well, that was a big thing with Lovecraft's writing, was the horrors they would run into. It was stuff the human mind could not take.
Right.
Period.
The
little stuff you could get over. If you got a good look at Cthulhu himself, you were just done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the the reason why that was such a thing in his writing was because his family dealt with insanity. His mother and father both went insane, and he, that was a big fear of his. Mom and dad went mad. I'm probably gonna go mad too.
And you look into his life, and even taking the racism out, the dude was kind of off.
Yeah,
he was insane. Insanity ran in the family.
He was just functionally insane for longer than they were.
He was functional, I think, until he died, but because he didn't live to be an old man.
No, I've had a family member that was functionally insane because of something that happened to them during their military service.
That was just traumatized,
No, that wasn't just traumatized. He was deemed insane. He just was functionally insane, so they didn't have to keep him locked up in a padded room.
Mm. So anyway, though, you would recommend this. Both of y'all would recommend this show.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's real good. If you watching it, if you're watching it on HBO itself, or if you're watching it on the streaming service, you get the new ones every Sunday. It's Sunday night sometimes.
Yeah.
I want to say it popped up on Max about 9:00 Central Time.
Yeah.
But it's some good stuff, and it's early enough in the season that you can catch the first 2 hours and be all ready for number 3 this Sunday.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Other stuff that's happened recently is you've had the DC Fandome, which I want to say, Tony, that's basically where they had announced most of the stuff that you had for the video game, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's correct.
Let's see. They released a Wonder Woman trailer, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one where was that the one where you finally got a shot of Cheetah?
Yep.
Morphed out?
Yep.
Yeah.
How did that look in motion? I've only seen still shots of it.
It's in motion. It's so fast that it looks fine. It's enough you go, ooh, cheetah, but it's almost one of those blink and you miss it.
Oh, okay.
Because you see the actress.
You see Kristen Wiig get it up early, but once she's cheetah, it's like a scene of her like kind of jumping, bouncing thing. It's real.
Because in the still shot, I'm looking at it going. When I first saw it, I thought, is that another? Well, how's somebody posting a picture from Cats? But okay.
Yeah, it was enough. It was enough for shock and awe if you wasn't expecting it, but not enough to give it away, to take away from the surprise of it in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
The giveaway is after they did that, somebody released a picture of the statue of her, and that's you had quite a few people have a picture of that statue. It's a CGI crew. It ain't horrible.
Okay.
It ain't great. It ain't horrible.
Alrighty. So they also released. Did they release a trailer for Suicide Squad or just some info on it?
Yes.
Yeah, you got a Suicide Squad trailer, a Wonder Woman trailer, a Black Adam trailer, ish.
Kind of a Black Adam teaser.
Yeah, and then the big thing of that was the Batman. You got a full trailer for the Batman.
Oh yeah. No, I did watch that one.
Yeah,
I'm not completely hating it. There are things about it that are kind of Overall, it ain't looking too bad.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, I looked at it and went, I like how that Batman looks, and I like the fact he's not calling himself Batman directly at people.
Well, no, it's one of those kind of things where I'm sitting there watching that one going, are people gonna love this, or is it gonna end up being problematic just with the way comic fandom is now? Because if you don't like brutality, he beats the hell out of that dude. The other guy asks who he is. He's telling him why he's still beating the hell out of that dude.
Yeah.
He is pounding that one dude in the mush.
Yeah, it's definitely got a brutality aspect to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's not clean because that's supposed to be Batman either year 1 or year 2.
Yeah.
I've heard people say it's year 2, but looking at his costume, he really looks year 1.
Well, you know, if you look at the Batmobile, it looks like a very early version, kind of prototype-ish Batmobile.
Yeah. Like I said, I've heard people say it's supposed to be year 2, but it looks year 1 to me.
Yeah.
It's him. It's him towards the beginning, regardless. But,
yeah.
I mean, clearly he's already got the relationship with Gordon and stuff, and Gordon's already commissioner from the looks of it. But.
Yeah. I don't know if he's Commissioner Gordon or Lieutenant Gordon. Truthfully.
I for one am kind of lackluster on it, due to the fact that we've had how many Batman movies now, and I'm the same way with Spider-Man. Even though I'm a Spidey fan, it's just the lure of these characters that they keep making the movie over and over and over again with different actors and different directors, and none of them seem to grasp the concept and the story or the origin of the character. It's to me, I think they need to pause for a minute and let these characters rest and let us get over the fact that they've had this many movies out about that character and focus on other characters in that universe.
And Marvel can do that with Spider-Man. DC ain't got enough successes to go start using their second string, though.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is what you got to think about. Shazam was okay, but Shazam was for kids. Black Adam, when this drops, if they do Black Adam right, it's going to be a lot of people not feeling this movie, and they don't know the history and the lore of the character, so they're not going to be feeling it.
Some of that will depend on, does the marketing get across to you that he's the villain? You know, that he is somebody that has gone too far with what he does.
Well, they're gonna. Like I said again, they got to get you from his perspective of that story going into it.
Yeah, but did you actually watch the little teaser trailer?
Yeah, I thought the teaser trailer was pretty good.
I
thought they did a pretty good job on it.
Because if you notice, he talks about being basically a slave.
Yep.
And getting power, and then when he used that power, they captured, they imprisoned him.
Yep.
And it ends with him sitting on that throne, basically going, "I'll never be stopped again." There ain't nothing about that cat that when you listen to that sound like he's gonna be some four-color somebody.
No, definitely not.
That's I'm jazzed to see Black Adam because Jason knows, hell, how long did I go looking for that damn Black Adam figure?
Quite some. Did you ever actually get one, or did you have to wait for it to re-release it?
I had to wait for him to re-release it in that 2-pack with Captain Marvel. That's how I finally got one. But, that's one of those characters, him, Black Manta, I like motherfuckers like that. But the problem that you have with that is it's a movie about a villain. Movies about the villain where you got to make the villain the protagonist never come out quite right, because you pulling for somebody, you basically making the villain, you humanizing the villain, and that's a problem. Black Adam is one that, truthfully, I'd rather see him go up against Superman than Shazam, because in the first Shazam they basically turned Savannah into Black Adam.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I sat in Shazam basically going, well, shit, why even bother with Black Adam? Because they literally just gave some bitch all this. I get that that's supposed to be their version of, I think it's Sabak. But the thing is, Sabak, in their version, was so similar to Black Adam, what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
Let Savannah be Savannah. But I digress. But anyway, that's one of those kind of flicks that I go, it's The Rock. So he's going to have a certain amount of charisma and shit to him. He's shown that he's done that before, because the Scorpion King was the origin of the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I walked out of that one with Jason basically going, damn, I enjoyed that character so much, I hate knowing how he ended up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's always the potential problem you have with that. As far as going back to giving like Batman a rest, who else they got? They got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. They can get another one out of Aquaman. then
They
I
could
ain't
probably
gonna lie.
give Green Lantern another shot.
Yeah. They can kind of do their Mag 7. You get much past that, you running into full garbage territory. And you just
Well, they could probably get a Martian Manhunter out pretty
Yeah.
decently.
I don't know if
would
he'd carry a
say
movie though.
I would say
Martian
Hawkman would be
Manhunter
a
couldn't carry a movie.
Hawkman would be a good one.
Who? Hawkman?
Hawkman.
Hawkman's gonna be in Black Adam. Hawkman's
Okay.
gonna be in Black Adam. Dr. Fate's gonna be in Black Adam.
Well, I would say Adam Strange would be a good one.
They keep that shit.
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't-
Flash Gordon.
I
They
wouldn't
have a hard
give
time.
I wouldn't give 5 cents to watch Adam Strange movie.
I think I'd be willing to watch a Zatanna movie.
I wouldn't give 5 cents to watch a Zatanna movie. I'd rather see, if you go do magic, you might as well do Dr. Fate and let everybody go, oh, look, it's a Doctor Strange knockoff call of the day. I don't give a rat's ass about Zatanna. Zatanna's one of those characters, yeah, if she pops up in a Constantine something, I'm cool, but
Or they did like a Justice League Dark or something like that.
yeah. But that's, what are they going to do? Detective Chimp, the movie? Nobody gives a rat's ass about that.
Yeah.
You said that about
Well-
Rocket Raccoon, and look where he's at.
Yep.
Naming baseball
Still
teams.
kind
after.
of like that about Rocket Raccoon is my favorite part of Guardians, which is my least favorite Marvel series. I don't give a rat. I don't really give. If they said I ain't never doing another Guardians movie, I would not give 3/5 of a damn.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Yeah,
people in general.
Oh,
If DC thought they could do a Detective Chimp movie that people would like they like Rocket and Groot, they would absolutely do it.
oh
And
yeah,
be
they
wise
do
to
it.
do
In a
so.
heartbeat.
The trick
Yep.
is DC can't really do a movie with Superman that people like. That Superman is unanimously loved. So I don't. There's a certain amount of Marvel goodwill
Mhm.
that Marvel gets because they've proven that they can take
That
their
is true.
C-list characters and make them neat. Where DC can't do Superman. Tony literally started this going, I'm sick of Batman because they can't get Batman right.
Right.
And
what
get
kills me
Batman
about
and
it,
Superman right, you can't do Detective Chimp.
Closest thing to getting a character right for DC has been how they've handled Wonder Woman, and that's not saying a lot
Yeah.
because
yeah.
the actress that they've got playing her is not stacked and physically built like she is in the books.
Misogynist pig.
Yes, I know. I can.
well, she's
forgive
an
that.
Amazon. She's an
Yeah.
Amazon for one.
So-
Not somebody
Well,
that's not
some of the
eating
other
bread and
Amazons they had
potatoes.
actually looked like they were muscled up.
Yeah.
Right.
I like
right.
Gal Gadot fine, but she's just she's just not big.
Yeah, she looked like she needed to eat a sandwich. I'm sorry. She just is not. Yes, she's just not physically. It'd be like me going, well, I'm going to cast Vince Vaughn as Clark Kent / Superman. Why? He doesn't look like the character in any shape, form, or fashion. There is no correlation between his physical build and Superman.
Vince
Now,
Vaughn's
if you
actually
said
pretty
cast Vince
pretty
Vaughn
big
as
guy, though.
Blue Beetle.
Oh, what'd you say, Jason?
I said Vince Vaughn's actually got some size to him though, don't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 6'5".
He's a big old boy.
Yeah, but I'm
So
saying
that would kind of work.
he's not muscled up. He's not. He doesn't have
You
that.
can fix that.
Yeah,
you can fix that. But
they've
if you
proven
said,
that
I'm
over and
gonna
over
cast
again.
Vince, but if you said I'm going to cast Vince Vaughn as Blue Beetle, okay, I could get behind that because Blue Beetle is a funny character. He's not supposed to be
Chris Evans used to play funny characters all the time. He both got really, really buff for Cap and played a very straight-laced character.
Yep.
And did a phenomenal job.
I put that on the writers. I put that on the writers and the script that he gave him, and he did the research and went in. And that's the thing.
That was a joint effort there, though. That was both of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. A lot of these guys that take on these roles don't take the time to do the research of the character. I mean, hell, when they cast Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, he thought Wolverine was a wolf. He was channeling a wolf the whole entire time until he did the research on the character. And that's the thing. It's one thing to be cast as a hero. It's another thing to know the lure of the hero, that you can bring those elements that make that character so unique to life, to the big screen, and it translates great. That's why, to me, out of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies that they've made, and Todd, I've told you this countless of times, and I'm a huge ass Spidey fan. Chris Evans made me love Captain America, bro, to the point to where I got both of them damn shields.
Yeah.
The
Chris brought brought the pain with Captain America.
Yeah.
But I digress. Back to news. You also had news for the Flash movie. That the Flash movie right now is looking like they're gonna try and do Flashpoint. So you might possibly have Michael Keaton's Batman in the Flash flick, because you know you're gonna have Affleck. So you're looking at Affleck, possibly Keaton's Batman. So they are basically doing the thing. Hey, people like that Crisis on Infinite Earths thing. Let's bring that in some story to the big screen.
Well,
so you might get that.
Talking about that, you've also had folks, just calling and clamoring for them to get the actor that plays Negan to reprise his role as
Bruce Wayne's dad,
Thomas Wayne,
and the one that from Walking Dead that played his mom. They want to see them in the Flashpoint movie. And to me, that would be, even if he was only in there for 5 minutes.
Even as just a cameo would be a neat little something to throw in there,
yeah.
That'd be neat.
In a movie that's probably going to suck.
Yeah.
Then they better give us every Superman that they can then. Smallville.
I mean, you got to Still Alive.
Well, the TV show took out a bunch of those. But
they've proven that they can do it with
TV shows a whole hell of a lot. But they may, considering you had Ezra Miller's lame ass Flash and Crisis. That's one.
By the way, does nobody care that he beat the crap out of some chick?
Apparently not, because apparently they don't give a damn about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's whole thing either. They booted Johnny from Captain Jack, but apparently she's still gonna be Mira.
I may skip the next Aquaman then.
I would skip Aquaman because it's Aquaman, but it's one of them kind of things where I'm thinking if they say Black Manta is the villain of it, I'm going in. It's my second favorite. I ain't gonna tell that lie. Another something that we might want to talk about from fandom is you saw your first trailer from the all important Snyder cut of Justice League. Yeah, that's one that thanks to Danny I'll get a chance to watch it. But it was one on my own. I was like, I don't know about this shit. But you get to see the CGI dark side that looked like crap.
Okay, so let me put my 2 cents in on that one. They own all their property.
Yep.
And they still cannot get their stories right. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Marvel sold off all their stuff, brought their stuff back, and still managed to maintain somewhat of the lure of the characters and put them on a big screen. Warner Brothers has owned their stuff from the jump, and they still cannot get it right.
Marvel had a plan. They sat down and had a plan from the beginning.
Yep.
Warner Brothers didn't really want to start doing them. Yep. And by the time they started, Marvel was so big, they wanted to start theirs where Marvel was at right then.
Yep.
Instead of building up. So you just get this hodgepodge of crap thrown against the wall as the Warner Brothers execs sit there go, why will none of this stick?
Yeah, because see, that's what you always have to look at is before you got the Avengers, you'd had 2 Iron Man movies, the Incredible Hulk movie, Captain America flick, a Thor flick, and then you got the Avengers. You had some years in there to build toward that. When you go to DC, they had Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League. That was it. And I don't get excited about the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut. Because Man of Steel was aight. It was aight. It was good up until the 3rd act when they turned Superman into a murderer. He had been cold the whole thing, and then he's a murderer at the end. So I was in. Batman v Superman was a movie that I literally hated. I hated that the first couple of times I saw it. I hated that flick. Wonder Woman was I forgot you had Wonder Woman in between there. You had Wonder Woman, then you had Justice League. Wonder Woman was decent, and Justice League was lackluster.
No, I think Wonder Woman came out after Justice League because you had her pop up in BVS.
I thought Wonder Woman was before Justice League.
Maybe it's Aquaman I'm thinking of that popped up.
Yeah, Aquaman
in Justice League and then got his own movie.
Is after Justice League.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. but yeah, but it's one of those kind of things where you go, well, if you get the Snyder cut of Justice League, yeah, I didn't like the Snyder version of Superman. I didn't like the Snyder version of Batman. The Snyder version of Wonder Woman was all right. I ain't that excited about a Snyder cut of Justice League. One, because I don't like Snyder does not do superheroes well. I don't care who doesn't like it. He doesn't do superheroes well.
No.
He's literally like Bryan Singer with X-Men. The X-Men movies never did real well because you could tell Singer didn't like superheroes. You can tell that Snyder don't like superheroes. He likes anti-heroes. That's why his Watchmen worked, is because these were superpowered douchebags, not heroes.
Mm-hmm.
That don't work with Justice League. When you go, I'm gonna do Superman, you gotta do a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
And I've had people go, well, you don't want characters to progress. I love progression. It's not progression if this character's a hero and is supposed to be a hero, and now he acts like a complete douchebag. That's not progression. And
That's
that,
not the
that shows
either.
you don't know who the hell the core of that character is. We gave all that props to Captain America just a second ago, because when you went to Captain America, you saw Captain America. Captain America was the Boy Scout. Hell, I was pulling for him in that movie before he ever took the fucking super soldier serum. I was sitting there going, I like this dude. Superman in Man of Steel never had that.
Hell, even Ma and Pa Kent were a bunch of
dick bags.
Because, they're like, Ma and Pa Kent is, don't do anything for anybody. Just fuck them. Let them die. I mean, that was their attitude coming across the thing, and it's like...
Well, hell, he fucking because when he saves his schoolmates, and he's like, what the hell did you do that? You revealed yourself. And he was like, well, was I just supposed to let him die? And he goes, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And I knew right there, and if you remember, when we walked out of Man of Steel, the thing that I like about Man of Steel is the action. You got to see Superman fight some stuff. The fights were amazing. The end where they're starting to terraform the planet, that part, I love that part. It's cool as hell. I like all that all the way up till he becomes a murderer. But the thing that I said walking out of there was like, Batman in this universe ain't going to be worth a damn. And I remember somebody in the group, because we saw it in the group, was like, what do you mean by that? I said, because if Superman is this dark, Batman's going to be Punisher. He's got to be, because Batman has got to be darker than Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And this Superman is already brutal.
And the first time you see Batman actually do something, he's branding people with the bat symbol.
Yeah. He's branding people. He shoots a bunch of people. He runs over people with the Batmobile. He does all kinds of fucked up shit in there. And they made him a sadist. Because I've heard that they were saying that they're going to take, in Snyder's version, they take out that part, in Justice League when they bring Superman back and he grabs Batman, he asks him, do you bleed? And he was like, well, that didn't make no sense. Well, it didn't make no sense when you put it in your magnum opus of Batman v Superman. I can remember when you hear that line in the trailer, and I was like, they got Batman stuff? And I had a cat argue me down, oh no, that had to be Lex Luthor. No, that was Batman.
Yeah.
They turned Batman into a sadist, because not only does he ask that question, do you bleed? When he beats Superman at the end of it, he takes time to slowly cut his cheek with that kryptonite spirit to make him bleed. That's a sadist.
Well, that's like somebody was pointing at home about the DC stuff. In one of them, Justice League, Aquaman goes to Atlantis because they got the box.
Yeah, he goes in
and he sees Mira. He knows who the fuck she is. But when you get to Aquaman, it's like
it's all the first time.
Yes, and I'm like, did not catch that the first time, and then I went back and thought about it. Because when he shows up, they know who he is. It's not like they like him or anything, but they have to acknowledge him. And then the Aquaman movie shows up.
Yeah, it's all the first time.
Yeah, they don't fit. They fit together about as well as all the X-Men movies fit together.
Yeah, but yeah. But who in the hell really likes them?
Fair point.
But again,
a lot of people go, man, I'm pissed off that Fox lost the X-Men.
Getting back to the point that's being proven, the Justice League movie is a turd. And basically, this cut is giving you the peanuts in the turd.
That's poetry, man.
That's
That's poetry.
I mean, if
prefer
I
to
really
look at
wanted,
these
if I
movies
really
before-
wanted to dig that deep into a turd just to see the peanuts in it, I think I'd sit my ass at home on the throne to do so.
I will give DC credit, or Warner Brothers credit, or whoever the credit goes to. You do have fans demanding this, and they did go, the fans want it, here you go.
Yeah.
I will give them credit for that. I'm looking at those fans kind of weird, but I'll give DC credit.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. They're starting to understand. Bottom line is they control the destiny of the future of the company. So therefore, you got to give the fans some kind of fan service at some point in time if you want to stay in this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's
I mean,
part of that is the reality that's hit them thanks to the beer bug. It's one of them.
Yep.
It sped up the natural progression because it was heading that way anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't. You know, DC does not have the decade of successful movie cushion that Marvel's got.
Yep. Yeah. Did Tarky come up with something?
No, I was just happy with Batman.
Oh.
But anyway, so that's us. Probably go ahead and wrap here. I think we've covered about everything. Other little tidbits. There's been a Resident Evil TV series announced, but they've announced it. They haven't really done any details or any casting, as far as I know.
Yep, for Netflix.
Mm-hmm. I believe it's Amazon is going to do a show based on the Fallout series.
Yep.
But again, I don't have any details beyond that, though that's the one I'm really looking forward to.
Are you actually going to watch this one?
I've got Amazon Prime, so probably. It's not something I have to go out and buy extra.
I'm just saying because I know you like The Tick too, but did you ever finish The Tick?
I started the second season. I didn't get through it, though.
And you hadn't even watched season 1 of The Boys yet, have you?
I'm not going to watch The Boys. I do not want to watch The Boys. I read the comic book and went, it went down the crapper like this writer's stuff usually does. I'm done. Then when you start telling me The Boys are completely unpowered of the TV series, I'm like, how do they survive the first episode? Never mind, I'm done.
How did they survive out?
But, so anyway, that was us, and our, news of the last, month or so.
It's just that news is only like a couple weeks old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was something we mentioned that goes, no, that's right, because we didn't really get into the firing.
Yeah, we didn't get into that. So
but, you're right. So it was fairly recent news.
Yeah, this was Fandom, which was last week, and Lovecraft Country, which is 2 weeks old.
Yeah. Well, now the Amazon Fallout that was announced probably a month or two ago. But
thank you for ruining everything.
Yep, it's all on me. So anyway, if you like this mad ramble, you can like and subscribe. You can check us out at thenerdaternal.com. Let's see, where else can they find us? You can search for us on your whatever app catcher or podcatcher you're using.
Yeah, we're on Spotify. We're on a whole lot of places. But if you're listening to us, please like, share, subscribe. Feel free to comment. Tell everybody how Jason was wrong and everything I said was correct.
That's always drop us a line at thenerdaternal@gmail.com. You can always email us there.
You can always let CDL 113 know that he truly is the droid you're looking for.
I am.
Hitman, you still got Shoebox Heroes?
Yes, I still got Shoebox Heroes, and I'm still pushing along the way with that and developing new projects. Also, me and the Todd Father have a secret project that we're working on as well, so stay tuned for more information along with that.
Silence!
I don't know if it's a secret now, but
You ruined the secret!
But anyway, I was your host for the day, the experience that some call Jason, and with me has been
CDL 113.
Tony the Hitman Horton.
We ain't looking for the droid no more. The Todd Father.
Taylor, wake up.
And the token, I'm here, dog. Calm down. Token deaf and disoriented, Tarky.
and we will see you next time.
Peace.
That should have been the top.